My name is Dr. Ruguru Kimani. I'm a medical doctor and also a blogger. I write on my blog, Exciting Parenting. It's a platform covering child health and also parenting. I target young parents between the age of 18 and 45 to give them expert guidance in regards to bringing up their children from a medical perspective. So I started school right here in Juja, so welcome home. I've always grown up here. I went to Juja St. Peter's School in Juja, then moved to high school, went to Mary Hill Girls High School in Thika. I then went to university at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology in the School of Medicine, and now I've just finished school, waiting to start my internship. Took up leadership positions and went for a lot of activities, maths contests, did well in English, and then moved to my university where I went to Jomo Kenyatta University where I did my undergraduate. I just completed, graduating soon, and then ready to start my internship. So I've had a broad experience when it comes to my family. They're a great group of a group of people to live with. I am the firstborn of 6 siblings. This has been the great inspiration for me to start my blog, my mom being my main source of content, and that is what encouraged me to start and advise people how to bring up their children in a great way. Basically, I've been involved in a lot of work helping my parents bring up my other siblings, so automatically I'm a deputy parent. It's been an exciting experience, and I feel like anybody who's starting a family now should be able to have the experience that I've also had, and their siblings and their children should be able to grow up in the right way. And that is why I became invested in helping parents bring up their children. Yeah, and my mom being the main source of content for me. Then when I started school in Juja St. Peter's School, it was an amazing place. I had a great time. I finished, then went to Mary Hill Girls High School, got involved in a lot of maths contests, English contests, leadership positions. I was in the CU. I was also in one of the school prefects. So let's say it was a very great and good experience for me. I also got into basketball, but I loved writing. So composition writing for me was a big skill. It was a big skill for me. So after that, I finished from Mary Hill Girls High School in Thika and went to Jomo Kenyatta University where I did my undergraduate. I studied Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. That was a great experience, a couple of years. I made great friends, and that is when I decided to write. I was actually looking for something extra to do because I felt like I needed to get something that defines me. Apart from just being a doctor, I needed something extra for myself, and that is when I started my blog. So initially I had a couple of ideas. Should I start a writing blog? Should I start just another online platform? But I had to pick something that would allow me to excel in school and also excel in my extra activity. So it's been running for 7 years now, and it's been exciting. It's opened doors for me, and I feel like if you have the ability to do a couple of things in yourself, that is something that someone should be able to explore. So my purpose and passion to run my platform, it began mostly when I started in my undergraduate course, when we started going to hospital, and I could see children suffering. There's some who died from diarrheal diseases, things that could actually be prevented, and I decided to make a change and start it from the parents. We can make change by making different policies, but as long as people who are supposed to implement them at home do not understand them, we're not going to have any output from what we're trying to do. So I've been writing things that I know are going to change the parents' mentality, and they're going to learn from them, and we're going to have a different kind of generation that will not have to recover from mistakes that parents started when they were very young. So I hope to see a generation where parents are doing a great job, children are being brought up well, and if they can get that from my platform, coming from a doctor's perspective, I think we're going to have a very good world. So when I started, I put a post up on Kilimani Moms and Dads. It's a Facebook page. So I put up a post, and I was writing my experience about the way I saw a woman beating up her child at a swimming pool place just because she poured soda on the ground. So from that point, I decided to post a post on Kilimani moms and dads on how to discipline children in the right way. So after that, I got over 1,000 emails of people wanting me to send them the article of how to discipline children. So that kind of feedback from people who wanted to learn and seeing a knowledge gap and a niche space from people really encouraged me to be able to write up and know that even if I wrote, we're going to have responses. And also, one of the other articles I've written that has done very well was how to stop bedwetting. So when I see that I'm writing and people are responding and that the numbers are good, that means that the sharing is good and the reach is good. It means that what I'm doing is being responded to positively, and it's actually making a change. An example of one of the articles that has done very well on the platform is the one on bedwetting. People are very curious because bedwetting has been ridiculed before. People are seen as being sick, but there are simple ways to actually sort it out as a parent to prevent the torture that a child has to go through over and over again when they have this whole plague following them up and down. So one, you could restrict fluids during the evening. Don't give your child tea before they go right to bed. Restrict when they can have fluids before they get right to bed to prevent them having to urinate at night. Two, you can actually set an alarm when they get to wake up in the middle of the night, where they can wake up, have a bathroom call, then get back to bed. Wake them up at night, because when you wake them up, they're not going to, when you wake them up, they could easily go to the washroom and get back to sleep, and they don't have to wake up in the morning having messed up on themselves. And also, interestingly, bedwetting can be a sign of, a psychiatric problem in a child. They could be having stress, and thus it's an expression of some mental issues that they're having. So having this professional help coming to a mother right from their phone, wherever they are in the country, is something that I believe is going to be life-changing. So to add more about my blog, I have diversified in a couple of articles. I want it to be interesting so that even if you're coming there to learn, you get to also have fun. I have a small platform, a small category where I talk about myself and a few stories of day-to-day, taking stock on how I am doing, so as to give the blog the human aspect to it, of knowing who actually writes. I also have interviews where I have interviewed parents and they've given me their interesting stories. For example, a mother who really suffered. So I think I'll leave that to you to go look for that article. It's right there. But we also have others. For example, there's one. The latest article is why you should not give your children soda. We've seen stories, we've seen experiences in church. A mother is coming to church with a takeaway soda and a muffin for their child. That is wrong. We know soda has chemicals that affects different systems of a child. For example, their concentration, they can get obese. It also increases their chances of getting diabetes. So that's something I've covered. And I believe that if one reads that, they're going to be able to talk to others and share information in regards to what they can do for snacks for their children. You can have things like milk and yogurt. Those are things that we also advise for snacks for children. We also have articles, for example, on breastfeeding. How to increase breast milk for a mother. We have problems when they give birth and they have to keep getting medication, Mortalin, but there are natural ways of also increasing the breast milk that comes with the food that they're also getting. Also interesting articles. When you're preparing for a newborn, what do you need to have in your bag? What are the essentials that you need in a newborn bag for you to be able to have the process successful for you? So yeah, those are the various kinds of articles I've covered and information that I believe is going to be important. So about my blog, I write about child health and parenting, and I feel like I do it from an expert's perspective, being a doctor and having the first-hand experience of things and also the first principle of things. So let me give you an example. When it comes to diaper rash, it's a very, very common condition among children where they have this reddish sensitivity on their skins that is in the diaper area. So let's discuss the common causes. As a parent, if you see it, how will you know it's actually diaper rash? So they'll be having pain when you're wiping them during a diaper change or when you're washing them. So you want to ask yourself, what might have actually caused it? So let's start. Are you taking too long to change their diapers? Are they having prolonged contact with their skin, with the stool or the urine? So how long are you taking to change the diapers? Are there any chemical reactions? So have you changed to a new diaper? Have you also changed the lotions? Are you using new baby wipes? It could also be that you're not being very hygienic. Maybe the baby is having bacterial or fungal infections. So what do? Ideally, it should clear between 3 to 4 days if it's the mild form. So what you do is you can give your baby a diaper break. So you don't have to ensure that they're wearing the diaper all the time. So ensure that a couple of hours during the day they're off the diaper, and also throw away the causes, for example, the baby wipes. And also if you've started some new types of food, the stool which obviously comes from the food that the child is having could also be causing the diaper rash. So try and check if you're having any changes in the food. And also now for the changes in the diaper, during the diaper changes, just use warm water, cotton wool, and don't scrub, just pat dry, and use very super absorbent diapers that will ensure that the urine does not get into contact with the baby's skin. So, but then if it does not clear within 3 to 4 days, you need to see a doctor. Or if the infection spreads beyond the area where it was initially, you might need to go to hospital. Or also, if it forms blisters and ulcerates, or if the baby develops a fever, that's when you might need to see a doctor. Yes. So you see, now from this kind of information, we might have people who are doing things out of what they have had. We know mothers are very good at referrals. I did my hair here. So you might also refer each other. So maybe you try this ointment. But now when you have a guide like this, that comes from a medical professional, you're going to be able to follow the right criteria of management of these conditions, and also to know when you should take your baby to hospital to avoid it spreading out to serious conditions such as necrotizing fasciitis, which might have serious complications later on. So my journey in writing this blog has been long. It's been 7 years now. So I can say I've been very consistent. At times it's hard. At times you feel like you're not getting to the breakthrough you're expecting to get to. But then I can say that people see what you're doing, and our readers, for us who write, and my readers who are very respondent, are seeing what you're doing and what I've been doing. And so far, I can say I'm very excited. My latest award and recognition was from the Forbes 30 and the 30, which happened on June 3rd, 2022. That was amazing. It was a huge validation for me and for the work that I do. I've also been awarded Top 35 and the 35 Youth of the Year in the Department of Health by Youth Agenda, the Ministry of ICT and Communications, and the United Nations. So that was also recognizing the youth who are doing outstanding things in the country, and my blog featured among them. And my biggest recognition is from my readers, who keep bringing up the numbers, who keep sending the website to their friends, and who keep leaving comments there that are encouraging to me and are also adding more information to me in regards to their experiences. So this award for me, the recognition by Forbes Africa 30 Under 30 it defines my journey, that there's more to come, even from small beginnings. Right from my small WordPress blog, I could also get to a regional and to an international recognition. So for me, it's encouragement for what I've been doing. And also I believe that the other youth, the other women who are doing whatever they're doing out there, when they see me, who they saw me starting from a small post right at Kilimani Moms and Dads, going all the way to an international and global platform, it's going to mean something to them, and they're going to be able to work hard and follow the same path. So far in my journey, this is what I've achieved, but I'm looking forward to probably getting my master's in the field of pediatrics. But in all this, I'm looking forward to getting into a space where I am making policies. I'm having my brain picked in regards to what I think about child health and pediatrics in general. So I'd like to get to platforms where, for example, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, to get to platforms where I will make a difference in the world, considering what I've been able to do in my small scale, small blog. I'd like to get into those platforms where I'm going to make huge changes. So success to me looks like where somebody somewhere in a small village will have changes for them, changes in their education, changes in their health, mortality rates for children going lower, because I made a difference in their lives and have made a policy that is going to be effected by the hospitals, by the mothers, by the other health workers, to ensure that we reduce the child mortality rates in this country. So parting shots, I'd like to encourage women out there to start small. You don't have to be extremely ready. You don't have to have that big platform. If you're selling your small, if you want to do a greengrocer, you don't have to wait until you can have this huge, big kibanda. Start small. I started with a free WordPress blog. I paid for it. My numbers kept growing and now here I am. So start small, be consistent, don't lose hope. It's been 7 years for me. I believe it could be shorter for you if you just stick to your craft and work hard at it. If you want to read my blog, you can find it on www.excitingparenting.com. My social media handles are Ruguru Kimani on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and Instagram also.